God's help is essential.
Ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ṣe pàtàkì.
So in fact, you must know that life without his help would be miserable.
Àwọn gíláàsì mọ̀ wípé ìgbé ayé láìsí ìrànlọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ yóò já sí.
So from Genesis to Revelation, you see men calling unto God for help.
Láti inú ìwé Genesis dé ìfihàn, a máa rí bí àwọn ènìyàn ti ń ké pe Ọlọ́run fún ìrànlọ́wọ́.
Any life that you see that is miserable,
Bí ìgbé ayé tá a bá rí tó rí dùrùdù.
you would see that such a life is void of God's help.
A rí wípé irú ìgbé ayé bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ṣòfò fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
So without God's help,
Láìsí ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run,
a life is miserable.
irú ìgbé ayé bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò rí dùrùdù.
So now, having gone through all this,
Nígbà tí a wá ti kò sọ gbogbo eléyìí.
now how do we attract God's help?
Báwo ni a wá ṣe lè fa ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run mọ́ra?
Our theme for this morning says pathway to God's help.
Àkórí ọ̀rọ̀ wa ti òwúrọ̀ yìí sọ wípé ọ̀nà sí ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
We have seen mighty things that God has done in scripture through men and women.
A ti rí àwọn ribiribi tí Ọlọ́run ti ṣe nípasẹ̀ àwọn ènìyàn
How
lọ́kùnrin
are these
lóbìnrin.
people able to attract God's help?
Báwo ni àwọn ènìyàn wọ̀nyí wá lè ṣe súnmọ́ ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run?
So number one, let's go.
Ìkíní ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ.
How do I attract God's help?
Báwo ni mo ṣe lè fa ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run súnmọ́ra mi?
In that circumstances, in that situation I am,
Ní ipò tí mo wà,
I need God's help.
mo nílò ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
As I'm seated here in church,
Bí mo ṣe jókòó nínú ìjọ,
I need God's help.
mo nílò ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Now somebody seated this morning might think, God, just help me in this problem.
Ẹnìkan lè jókòó tó máa sọ wípé Ọlọ́run ṣá ràn mí lọ́wọ́ nínú ìṣòro yìí.
So how do you attract God's help?
Báwo ni ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ló
How
ṣe
do you
lè?
experience God's help?
Báwo ló ṣe lè ní ìrírí ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run?
Number one,
Ìkíní,
surrender and put all your hope in God.
jọ̀wọ́ gbogbo rẹ̀ kó sì fi gbogbo ìrètí rẹ̀ sí ọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run.
The first pathway to experiencing God's help
Ọ̀nà ìkíní láti ní ìrírí ìrànlọ́wọ́
is
Ọlọ́run.
total surrender.
Ó ní ìjọ̀wọ́ pátápátá.
Total surrender to God.
Ìjọ̀wọ́ pátápátá fún Ọlọ́run.
I started my teaching this morning by talking about men that God had helped.
Mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mi ní òwúrọ̀ yìí pẹ̀lú àwọn ọkùnrin tó ní ìrànlọ́wọ́.
One of the characters, one of the prominent character that we see in the life of these men is that they surrender their hope and their trust in God.
Ọ̀kan lára àwọn ìwà tí a rí nínú ayé àwọn ènìyàn wọ̀nyí ni wípé wọ́n jọ̀wọ́ ayé wọn fún
There
Ọlọ́run.
was a man in the Bible that is called Asa, King Asa.
Ọkùnrin kan tí jẹ́ ọba Asa nínú Bíbélì.
There was a point in Asa's life.
Ó ní ìkórìtà kan nínú
He
ìgbé ayé
was faced
Asa.
with challenge.
Ó dojúkọ
He
ìdí.
cried to God.
Ó ké pe Ọlọ́run.
God helped him.
Ọlọ́run ràn lọ́wọ́.
Another point in Asa's life,
Ní ìgbé ayé ní ọ̀nà mìíràn nínú ayé ẹ̀.
he was sick.
Ó ṣàìsàn.
And do you know what he did?
Ó wá mọ ohun tó ṣe.
Asa went to consult the people of the world, the doctors of the world.
Asa wá tọ̀ àwọn oníṣègùn ayé lọ.
And that singular act provoked God.
Yìí wá bí Ọlọ́run nínú.
So now what am I trying to say this
Kí
morning?
ni mò ń fẹ́ sọ lóòrọ̀ yìí?
Whatever situation you find yourself,
Nínú onírúurú gbogbo bára
one of the
rẹ̀.
ways to activate God's help
Ọ̀nà kan gbòógì láti
is
gba
to surrender
ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
all to
Òun ni
God.
láti jọ̀wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ fún Ọlọ́run.
Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 to 6.
Ìwé òwe orí kẹta ẹsẹ̀
It
karùn-ún sí
says,
ìkẹfà.
trust in the Lord with all your heart.
Ó ní gbẹ́kẹ̀lé Ọlọ́run pẹ̀lú gbogbo
So
ọkàn
now,
rẹ̀.
not that you put your trust in a man,
Kì í ṣe pé o máa gbẹ́kẹ̀lé lé ènìyàn.
and at the same time you are crying to God.
O tún wá ń ké pe Ọlọ́run.
Now, one of the signs that you know that a man is put in trust, is trust in man, is that when you approach a man for help and that person do not help you, you are angry at such a person.
Ara àwọn àmì tó máa fi mọ̀ wípé ènìyàn gbẹ́kẹ̀lé ènìyàn ni wípé nígbà tó bá lọ bẹ́yàn fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n kọ̀ láti ṣe wà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bínú sírú ẹni
In
bẹ́ẹ̀.
my experience in the church,
Ó lè ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ìjọ.
I've seen people leave the church simply because they say that church they no help me.
Mo ti rí ọ̀pọ̀ tó fi ìjọ sílẹ̀ tó sọ pé ní ìjọ ìwọ̀n ò tiẹ̀ ràn mí lọ́wọ́.
You have an understanding.
Tó o bá ní òye.
You will know that even the pastor himself
Ó mọ̀ wípé àlùfáà fúnra rẹ̀.
and even the ministers themselves,
Ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run
they
pàápàá
have
fúnra wọn.
problems. They have problems.
Àwọn náà ní ìdojúkọ
They have
tiwọn.
challenges.
Àwọn náà ní ìpèníjà.
Is it because we don't come to the altar to say, hey, this church pray for me?
Nítorí pé àti wá sórí pẹpẹ ká máa sọ pé ẹ gbàdúrà fún
So
mi.
the ministers, the pastors, they themselves, they are going through one area that they need God's help.
Ọ̀pọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tàbí àlùfáà àwọn náà ń la àwọn ìdojúkọ kọjá ní ọ̀nà kan tàbí
Then you
èkejì.
see people come to church, they say, why are you not coming to? They say, well, that church, they know they help person.
Ẹ wá rí ẹ béèrè
So I'm
lọ́wọ́
going through that.
ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹlòmíì kí ló dé tó wá sí ìjọ àníjọ ìwọ̀n ọ̀ràn yàn lọ́wọ́ mò ń la nǹkan báyìí
Bible
kọjá.
reading says, Psalm 1:1, it says, I will lift up my eyes to the hill. Where's coming to us? My help comes from where? From where? From above. So now what that means is that if God does not help you, man cannot help you.
Tí Ọlọ́run ò bá ràn ọ́ lọ́wọ́ ènìyàn ò lè ràn ọ́ lọ́wọ́.
So no matter anything,
kò sí ohunkóhun tó lè jẹ́.
if the pastor did not help you,
tí ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run ò bá ràn ọ́
if
lọ́wọ́.
your friend did not help you,
tọ́rẹ́ rẹ̀ ò bá ràn ọ́ lọ́wọ́.
it means that your help is not coming from that
ó
person.
túmọ̀ sí pé ìrànlọ́wọ́ ò ti ọwọ́ wọn wá ni.
My daddy usually tell me something.
bàbá mi máa ń sọ nǹkan fún
If
mi.
he say that man,
a ní ènìyàn.
he says God is the source,
Ọlọ́run ni orísun.
man is the channel.
Ọlọ́run ènìyàn jẹ́ ọ̀pá.
So God can decide to use any channel to help you.
Ọlọ́run lè gba ọ̀nà kọ̀nà láti ràn ọ́ lọ́wọ́.
As you put you surrender to him.
nígbà tó bá ti jọ̀wọ́ rẹ rẹ
So
fún.
that scripture says, it says, trust in the Lord with what? Not part of your heart. It says with all
ó
your
ní
heart.
pẹ̀lú gbogbo àyà rẹ ni kò jọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀ fún
And
Ọlọ́run.
lean not on your own understanding.
má sì ṣe tẹ̀sí ìmọ̀
One of
ara
the ways you
rẹ.
lean on your own understanding.
má tẹ̀sí ìmọ̀ ara rẹ.
One of the ways you lean on your own understanding.
ọ̀nà tó máa ń gbà tẹ̀sí
is
ìmọ̀
when
ara
you are
rẹ.
seeking the face of man to help you.
ní ìgbà tó bá ń wojú ènìyàn láti ràn ọ́ lọ́wọ́.
And in all your ways,
ní gbogbo ọ̀nà rẹ.
acknowledge him,
dáàmọ̀
and he shall direct you.
yóò sì tọ́ ọ.